What's up guys, here to my Naruto Shippuden episode 352 review. Now this episode was kinda weak, it was kinda not as good as others were. It just felt too much like a filler, but the Kakashi versus Orochimaru fight, that's my favorite scene. I felt like they did great with that and just leading up to the battle with that, and after seeing Orochimaru actually getting caught by a third Hokage himself, and seeing the third Hokage just basically let him escape, let him get beaten by Orochimaru because he couldn't kill him. He didn't want to kill a student because, he's a good person. He don't want to have to do something like that. He don't want to have to put people to death. Same with Danzo. Danzo. He knew everything. He knows everything. And then the third was like, no, I'm not gonna execute anybody. I'm not gonna be a bad person. And Danzo was basically right about that. He's just too nice. But him being a nice person is kind of good. But being way too nice, probably even letting traitors stay in the village, that shouldn't be a good thing because they can easily turn on you, and like Tenzo said, it could be the cause of your death and everything. So about that fight with Kakashi and Orochimaru though, it was nice. I liked it, and I wish we would got like a little bit more of that because that was like the main focus of the episode. I mean, it is a Kakashi filler. There should be more Kakashi in it, and this one, it's basically focusing on the third and Tenzo more. And then after that explosion that the third set up, Kakashi didn't like see with the fight anymore. He just couldn't keep up with Orochimaru. He just couldn't. He was like kind of scared. Like, this is Orochimaru. This is the person who's been doing all this stuff, been capturing, kidnapping many people and doing all kinds of crazy experiments with people. And I guess he kind of like was shocked by it and just couldn't go on. So what we had after that was an injured Orochimaru trying to escape the village, and Hiruzen was still like, if you can spare him, bring him alive. And I was like, really? After what he has done, you're still gonna demand to bring him back alive? I mean, I know you're good and all, but there's an extent to where you keep people alive and you murder them, okay? Like, what would you do if you bring him back alive? Would you execute him? Would you put him in jail? Because I obviously don't see any other way, because this dude is smart. This Orochimaru is smart. He's a smart person. I'm pretty sure if you keep him alive at some point, you're gonna mess something up. So kinda keeping him alive, kinda like ordering to take him alive, is kinda foolish of him. After that we have Tenzo going to the cave to tell the people about Orochimaru, how he's leaving the village, and possibly I'm kinda confused in this a little bit. It seems that they were probably Tenzo's family, or Konoe, whatever you want to call him. So they're probably his family because they told him like how Orochimaru took them, some people, to test on them, and that he could have been one. So it's possibly that was his sister and probably his dad or something like that. And they were like, hey, this isn't Tenzo, but it could have been him. That part of the episode felt like a huge filler, to be honest. Like, just throwing in some people who can turn the smoke and needed Orochimaru's help to not turn the smoke. Really? I mean, I can understand that it's kind of significant to the story because they probably will end up helping Orochimaru out. But when you throw cave smoke people into Naruto, you just don't do that, okay? But one thing that obviously confused me is that if he was used to test on the curse mark to not turn the smoke, then why can't he use it then? Because obviously, he's one of the test subjects. So if he was related to Yukimi, if he was related to her, wouldn't he be able to transform it into smoke too? Or did Orochimaru just make it so they couldn't turn the smoke at all with the curse mark or anything to help them out? But if you think about it, why would Orochimaru help them out? Why would Orochimaru just do like something nice for them? I mean, he probably had the satisfaction of doing experiments or something like that. He's crazy. He's Orochimaru. All I gotta say. But yeah, I give this episode probably a 3 out of 10. It wasn't as good as other episodes. Probably even the weakest one. Not good. The whole smoke people felt like a filler. I know this whole arc is a filler though, but still, doing battles like Kakashi versus Orochimaru is actually good filler, and having this kind of slow-paced action or slow-paced talking and stuff like that wasn't really too good for me. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to thumbs up for finally possibly getting Yamato's real name Kanoe or Tenzo, whatever his name is. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.